Well, hello there, folks. I do hope you're well this fine Thursday tea time. Right, showbiz news. Got four for you today on the show showbiz front. We'll start on a sour note and we'll end with something a little bit more uplifting. Did you see that on the TV this morning? It really disappointed me, but it's just par for the course with what we're seeing at the moment. Old Esther Rantzen's daughter was on one of the programmes this morning. Did you see it? Very, very upsetting. She's complaining, and rightly so. There's some absolute pillocks, absolute shysters on your YouTubes and other social media platforms putting pictures out of her mother, supposedly like almost in comas and whatever else, and in a really, really bad way, in the throes of death and whatever else. Now, we know Esther's not well. We know Esther's not got long to live. We know she's done well to last as long as she had. And we know before she goes, she's trying to push through this assisted dying bill, and rightly so for my money, but then again, what do I know? I think she's brilliant, Esther. She's a titan of the TV. She's brilliant. She's stood up and spoken up for the downtrodden, for young kiddies. I think she's great. Her heart's always been in the right place. Her daughter is absolutely mortified, as is the rest of the family, because, as I say, somebody's putting these pictures out, and they're not Esther. It's just an actress looking like Esther or acting like Esther, and in some, as I say, it looks like she's in a coma. It's just shocking. It's awful. It's not the first I've seen. There's something on YouTube regularly. There's a channel that does something. This is how somebody's life ended. This is the blah, blah, blah. And you see them lay in beds and so on and so forth. And in many instances, you think, that's not them. That's not them. This channel's just making things up. It may be the same channel. It might not be. I don't know. But whoever it is that's doing this to Esther, not only should they stop, but I do hope they find the culprits behind it and bring them to book. Something needs to happen to them. It's absolutely shocking. It really, really is. Felt sorry for her daughter, really did, but even more so for her old Esther there. I love Esther. You might have guessed it. Who else have we got? Oh, talking of feeling sorry. Did you see that interview this morning with John and Amy Hunt? John Hunt, the racing broadcaster, commentator, whatever it may be, racing caller. He's the chap that had his wife and two of his three daughters killed by that scumbag. Was it about 10 or 12 months ago now? It was a while ago anyway. I think he stabbed the mother multiple times, tied up the two daughters. One was his ex-girlfriend, raped his ex-girlfriend, and then killed her with a crossbow and killed her sister. Just evil in the extreme. Anyway, they caught him in the end, and now he's doing time, and if we're lucky, he'll never see the light of day. John Hunt and his surviving daughter, Amy, gave the first interviews today. It was on the Beeb this morning. Heart-wrenching, really, really was. I mean, John and his daughter, just your heart goes out to them. They've been so brave throughout it all, but your heart goes out to them. Old John saying there, every morning he talks to his wife and his daughters. Every night he goes to bed. You know, he knows they're not there, but he's got to feel they're there, and and just heartbreaking. It really, really is, and it makes you wonder, well, what drives a human being to do that to anybody? Like the fella the other day, that's just getting done now with the old samurai sword to that young lad in London. Was that lad 12 yards from his home? The fella's pumped up on, is it cannabis or whatever it may be, and he's got personality disorders or psychotic tendencies, and he goes and kills somebody, and you think, what on earth is going on? What kind of world do we live in? But John Hunt and Amy, honestly, my heart went out to him today. It really did. What else did we have? I seen old Eric. Eric Idle was on the sofa on this morning today. He was also on the other one last night, the 7 o'clock one, the One Show. I listened to him a bit more today. He's doing like a one-man show. He's touring a show around GB shortly. And I thought to myself, I'll tell you what, Eric, you're getting on a bit now. You're looking a bit frail. I'll tell you what, you've got a sense of humour, haven't you? You've got a real sense of humour. Came across great, he really, really did. Really did. And he was telling the story there. Now, I'm only mentioning him because of this story. I'd never heard of this before. I did know he was a friend of George Harrison's. Now, that I knew. I did. The next bit I'm going to tell you, I probably heard years ago, but it'll have been something I've forgotten. He was saying, we were trying to get The Life of Brian out. He said, we had it all ready to go. We was ready to do what we needed to do. And we couldn't get the money. We went to all the money places in GB. No one had put the money up. No one had backed us. We went all around America. No one had backed us. And George had become a friend of George Harrison's. George believed in us. George said, I'll get you the money. Well, we need 4.8 million, George. That's what it seemed like. I'll get it you. Don't worry. I'll get it you. Have you got that kind of money? No, but I'll get it. Don't worry about it. I'll get it. Anyway, turns out old George remortgages his house And he's got his own company, probably with publishing rights and so on and so forth in there. He remortgages that somehow. He gets money on his company. And he remortgages it all. He says, and one day he said, we're still chasing money, trying to get this money. We can't get it for money. And the phone goes, it's George. I've got it. What do you mean you've got it? I've got it. I've got the money. How much? You said you want 4.8 million. Yeah, that's what we need. You not got that? He said, I have. How have you done it? Oh, don't worry about it. How have you done it? Well, for he mortgaged my house and my business. He said, oh, bloody hell. Anyway, they did it, as you know, and history tells us that it was a massive success, so no doubt George got all his money back, and hopefully a healthy profit. I hope he did. He deserved it, but I thought, what a guy. What an absolute superstar. Unbelievable. He's saying he first met George in about 10 days' time from now would mark his 50 years since he met him. He met him almost 50 years ago. In about 10 days' time, that is when they first met. He said, and we had a friendship from then on. He said it was weird. He said it's really strange. He said maybe because I wasn't the main Python, I was probably third or fourth in line, and he was third or fourth in line with the Beatles. We had like a kinship there. He said, and we just hit it off. He said he was a great, great friend of us dearly. I did see on the one show last night, he was saying something about Robin Williams. I know the big yin, old Billy Connolly. I know Billy was very close to Robbie Williams. Turns out Eric was as well. And I thought, oh, that's fantastic that. You know, he told some stories last night that were good. Told a couple more today. Now, I didn't know he was touring, and I've not minded some of the stuff that the Pythons have done. But I wouldn't necessarily say I like it all, but part of that is probably because I've not seen a hell of a lot of it. Not a hell of a lot of it, but I'm thinking, I might go and watch Eric, because he'll probably never tour again. I might go, I think I'll enjoy it. You know, there's nothing wrong with looking on the bright side of life, especially when you're a grumpy old git like me. It's nice now and again to be ungrumpy and look on the brighter side. So I thought, I might go to that. Probably won't get a ticket now, but I think I'll look into it. Who else have we got? We've got one. Well, I said we'd end with a bit of good news, and we're going to end with a bit of good news. Old Jessie J. Jessie J. I'm reading today that she's saying, I knew she'd had an operation. I think she's had a mastectomy. I think it's only the one. I don't know if it's full or part. I really don't know. But she's saying, as of today, she's completely cancer-free. And I've thought, well, whatever ends, Jessie, you've had to go to get that, the end justifies the means. It's well worth it. I hope she is cancer-free. I hope it doesn't come back. I hope she recovers quickly. But whether it's quickly or slowly, as long as she recovers, that's fine. And I hope she gets back doing what she does best, which is a bit of the old singing. Because she's all right, is Jess. She's got a good voice, decent performer, and not full of herself like many of them are. So, yeah, that's good news, is that. Oh, well, lastly, there was a little bit of last news I'm not putting there. I'm reading today that they're saying, old Naga again, Naga showed her face today, the first day after the news stories come out, which I didn't hear, about an interview she did with Jerry Halliwell a couple of years ago. She did an interview with Jerry Halliwell, and some of the big cheeses at Behind the News show at the BBC apologised to Jerry for the way Naga treated her. Well, I'm reading some of the transcripts of the things that were said between the both of them. Charlie was with her at the time, her and Charlie, Naga and Charlie and Jerry Halliwell. And from what I can gather, I don't think Jerry was that great with the presenters, never mind anything else. I think Jerry's got a case to answer there. I think it's a case of the B pandering to who they felt were big stars, and because she's been in the old Spice Girls, Jerry Halliwell, I think they think she's a somebody. They weren't that good, the Spice Girls, for all they earned a few quid. I don't think I'd be pandering to her myself. And as I've said, I think someone's got it in for old Naga, and I don't know if she's got along with us. But I think she's all right. She might have a bit of a mood on her or whatever else, bit like myself. She might not always be smiling, bit like myself. But I think she says it as she sees it, a lot like myself. I don't mind that, to be honest with you. Anyway, is that it? I think it is. That's it. I love you and leave you. On that, catch you tomorrow. That's it for Showbiz News for Thursday.